Hey mamas, welcome back to the Special Kind of Motherhood podcast and welcome back to our Encouragement Thursday episode. All right, today let's talk a little bit about family. We've actually already talked about this a little bit before, but I know how much of a challenge this can be during the holidays. And so I just want to kind of send you a little bit of a reminder, a little bit of an encouragement, because sometimes we need that. When we're really struggling with something, we need to be lifted up and encouraged in that area more than once. And so that's what I want to do for you this week. Let's chat about how we're going to handle it whenever we have family that is not supportive and really we're needing to interact with them around the holiday season. Let's go ahead and get started.
Hi friend, do you dream of having a garden but you don't know where to start? Do you want to switch to more natural products but feel overwhelmed by all the options? Do you believe that a holistic lifestyle would help your special needs kiddo but you're daunted by all the information out there? Welcome to the Special Kind of Motherhood podcast, where you will learn how to work towards your dream for homesteading, gardening, and holistic living in small, simple steps that won't overwhelm you. Hi, I'm Ashley. I'm a wife, Jesus follower, and mom to some amazing kids. As some of my kids began experiencing health struggles and developmental delays, I decided it was time to switch to a holistic lifestyle. I quickly became stressed out and burnt out, feeling like I needed to change everything at once. I finally realized that I had to start making one small change at a time, then build from there. I learned to walk this holistic journey in a way that works for me and my family, without stress or overwhelm or constantly feeling like I wasn't doing enough. If you're ready to hear from another mama who understands what it's like to have no time and who can help you make changes towards better health for your family in a way that works for your specific life, then this is the podcast for you. Pop in your earbuds, reheat your coffee for the third time, and let's do this.
Hey mama, are you looking to learn how to build healthier habits for your family, but you don't know how to get started? And honestly, you're just feeling so overwhelmed by it all. Are you looking for a supportive community that can really come alongside you? If you can ask questions to, you can get tips and recommendations, but you really have found yourself not finding a community where you feel like you fit in. Well, we have a free Facebook community, and I would love for you to join us there and let us come and encourage you and support you in whatever way we can. To check it out, head over to bit.ly/motherhoodcommunity. I can't wait to see you there. All right, friends, I just want to send you another encouragement and another reminder that it is okay to set boundaries around people who are not supportive of your family. There are times whenever people just, for whatever reason, maybe they lack the compassion, maybe they lack the understanding, maybe they just have never had a life experience where it really opens their mind to be able to understand that different struggles and different challenges really make specific things hard for your family. It can be hard in specific situations, especially when you're in a large crowd or a new place or there's a lot of people. And sometimes people just can't understand why your child struggles. It's very hard for them to understand that it's not a discipline problem, that it's not that they're not wanting to listen. It's not that they're defiant. They're overwhelmed, they're overstimulated, and they're struggling to work through it. There are times whenever people just can't see that a child is struggling and they just assume it's a behavioral problem or that it is some kind of deficit on the parent. And that can be very hurtful, and it can also be very hard to work through. It can be very hard to want to go to holiday gatherings. You can find yourself having feelings of dread, especially if you're going to be around people who you feel like are not supportive of your family. And I will say, having children who have specific needs, it can be very difficult in general to find supportive community. So when we're struggling with that outside of the family, it can feel even more painful whenever we're also struggling with it within our family, because we think, well, if nothing else, we should at least have the support of our family. And that's not always true, unfortunately. Sometimes you have some family that's extremely supportive, and sometimes you have some that just, they can't quite understand or they can't quite get there for whatever reason. People who are critical or unkind towards our kids' differences, it's okay to set boundaries with them. People who always seem to be complaining about something that we didn't do, whatever, honestly, we are just trying our hardest. We are doing our best. We are exhausted. We are burnt out. We are researching everything to help our kid, and we are trying our best. And those people who just seem to want to misunderstand us and be critical of us, it's okay to set boundaries with them. I just want to encourage you, though, when you do this, don't do it in the moment when you're agitated, when you're upset, when you're overwhelmed, when you're feeling maybe even triggered, when you're feeling offended. Just make sure you're going to think ahead about how you want to handle these situations. And I would also say, talk it through with your spouse. Get on the same page about it. Make sure also, this is honestly my number one most important thing, is to also make sure that you're coming from a place of kindness when you decide how you're going to handle these situations. We want to make sure we're not coming from a place of like trying to punish them, of trying to get back at them, of trying to be basically hurt them like they've hurt us, but instead coming from a place of kindness towards ourselves and towards them, and a place of saying, listen, I understand that for whatever reason you can't relate with what's going on here, but I also understand that I am absolutely doing the best I can and my child is struggling and I have to do what's best for both of us. And I really would appreciate if you can't understand, that's okay, but could you please not make the comments to me because it's not helping me. It's not beneficial. And I promise you I am doing my absolute best right now. Just making sure that we're communicating with kindness, it really does go a long way because the goal is not to isolate people or to cut people off. The goal is to make sure that we're creating a healthy environment for ourselves and our children. And whenever we are feeding it back into that feeling of like criticism or misunderstanding or anger, then we're really doing the opposite of what our goal is, which is to create that healthy environment. The other last thing I would say really is to just ditch the guilt. It's okay to take care of yourself. It's okay to take care of your kids. It's okay to kindly and politely set a boundary. It's okay to say, hey, this isn't working for me, or I don't appreciate when you say that. Could you please not say that? I'm really doing my best here. I know you don't understand and that's okay. But this is what we're trying to do. This is what we're working on. This is what worked best for our child. Fill in the blank with whatever it is. You know, for your specific family, your specific friend, whatever the dynamic is, you know exactly what it is. And you know kind of what that pain point is. So just remember that it's okay. It doesn't make you a bad person. You can do it with kindness. You can do it with love. Definitely, I have to get to the point of like praying it through, talking it through with my husband, coming to a point where I feel good about the spirit that I can answer in and also the tone, just everything about me, like making sure I'm coming from that place of kindness to myself and to them. And just making sure that I've really thought that through is very, very beneficial for me. It helps me to not react in the moment. It helps me to feel prepared as I go into some kind of holiday gathering, all of that. So I hope this has been helpful for you. I hope you guys have a wonderful holiday season, and I will see you guys back next week.
Hey Mama, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. If so, would you take 30 seconds to share this with a friend who is wanting to live more holistically without the overwhelm? Also, don't forget to head over to Apple Podcasts to leave me a review. It blesses and encourages me to know that this show is helping you. All right, friends, it's time for me to go work in the garden and make some homemade bone broth. I will see you back next week.